What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Troll and Toad has put up their pre-sale prices for Cybernetic Horizon, but I want to give you guys a very big reminder on how they do their pre-sales now so that they are first to market. They don't bust open the set. They don't necessarily know ratios. And you might say, John, that shouldn't really matter with a core set, except that's a grim reminder of what happened with Flood. We look at the top 3 cards, and all of them were shorter printed, at least in their first ad run. I don't know how the special editions worked or the ratios for those, but within the core set, we saw Infinite Impermanence, Ghost Spell, and Nightmare Corruptor Ibly all at 1.5 per case. Ibly realistically shouldn't have a pretty big price point, and it ranged all the way to 35 to 40 during its height because quantity was unavailable despite a new set release. That was actually insane. We also saw Ghost Spell hit at prices as high as 50 because of this, and Impermanence being at 70 despite everybody and their mother saying, nah, this should be a $40 card. Was it? Well, because there was half of the quantity there should have been. Guess what? These prices continue to be the top 3 prices in the set. Realistically, Unicorn should just be ahead of Ibly, hands down. Even as a 1-up, we look at other 1-ups that are pretty much really insane, like Borload and Firewall. Unicorn is in a lot of extra decks, is it not? But somehow Ibly continues to have the higher price. So with that in mind, Troll and Toad doesn't know if there are short prints or not yet in the set, and I'll get those case ratios for you guys. Eventually, I'll make the distinction between European and US, and I'll try to hit up Troll as they actually open their product as well. Alright, let's go towards Boral Sword Dragon at $70. Wow. So I might be here late. They might have already made sales to get up to this point. If you remember, Engage started at 50 for them and went up pretty quickly because of sales from that. Boral Sword at 70. Wow. That is, you're expecting this to be more than a Borload, or are you sure about that one? That's pretty crazy in the price ranges. I want to kind of skip on down to Dangers. We see plenty of cheap cards. Ooh. All right, you're kind of Troll kind of puts a lot of their ultras higher than Yu-Gi-Oh singles to start, but again, because we don't know ratios, but ultras weren't messed with last time, right? So we should be safe-ish there. We don't really know. It looks like they really value the Cyber Dragon stuff, which we'll actually touch on again later from the Battles of Legend, actually having pretty good sales there. Rev System, wow, 28. It is a secret rare. We don't know the ratio. 2 available, so they have had a couple sales at least, and they're probably limiting what they're selling out of it. That's interesting. Bigfoot at 50, Nessie at 48. So we're not going to see this reprinted for a while, right? Like, this is the second set. We're not going to see reprints similar to, like, the past, but this is still a lot. Yeah, you need multiples of each of these cards. Chupacabra at 19. These are pretty pricey out the gate. This reminds me of Neptibus almost, how it was 20 out the gate and quickly fell to 3. We'll really see where Chupacabra starts to stand. Danger Zone, Jackalope. Alright, there's some interesting prices overall, and that's mainly what I wanted to see. I'll link below, I'll scroll through real quick, but I'll link below what you guys might want to see. I'll try to see if there's anything pricey on the side here. I feel like the chase cards out of the set are the dangers in them. Mech Knight and Morningstar Secret at 13. That's a Link monster, right? That's not bad. That's not bad. 13 bucks. That might be underestimated, similar to how the other Mech Knights were originally. Especially with everybody getting access to Invoked a whole lot easier in Realm of Danger. Danger Zone. Oh man, there's so much going on here. Our Noble Knights. Trying to get a bit out of them. A grip. A little $11. Okay, so I'll link this down below for you guys to go through. But where do you think prices are going to land? I think Boral Sword, that's a pretty bold prediction to put it up at 70. But again, we don't know ratios yet. And if that was just a production error or something on the part of Konami. Do you guys think that was not on purpose? Let me know. Let me know how you feel. But again, there's the reminder right here, the proof in the pudding, so to speak. Yes, they're some of the best cards out of the set, but realistically, you would think the Nightmares would be more if, you know, they had got hit with some kind of short print. And a lot of people have been telling me to suggest to you guys to get Sucker now. If you do have faith in the zombie deck. If you do think it is actually going somewhere, yes, you should be getting Sucker right now. Going through Battles of Legend, I just wanted to touch while scrolling down. This set just keeps getting cheaper a little bit by a little bit. Cyber Emergency is one of the cards defying that, going upwards from its market price, just inching a little. Really amazing card for the Cyber archetype. You add from your deck to your hand any Cyber Dragon monster or Light Machine monster that can't be normal summoned or set. And then if they do negate it, you can discard a card and just activate it again. So, pretty interesting overall that, you know, this is climbing. It has hype coming from the set. Only 27 prices available right now on TCG Player. If you're holding off on this card and you plan to play Cyber Dragons, stop it right now and go ahead and get it. I think a lot of you guys that truly do plan to play Cyber Dragons would have already had a playset of these by now. Really try to push aside and make it, because you could see actual hype develop from it at some point if somebody finds a broken combo that we're missing, or if somebody like finds a way to make the deck. But it still feels like it's not going to be tier 0, but I could definitely see it topping regionals. Cyber Dragons have surprised us and topped regionals in seasons where we wouldn't expect it at all. So with all this new support, I would not be surprised to see it top a regional event and really hype the deck. Just a note, I showed this off while they were dollars a while back, and now ranging towards $270 here on TCG Player and $280 here on eBay, quickly going into the $3 range, etc. You might want to go ahead and get your Psy-Frame Gear Gammas. This hand trap is starting to get talked about a little more. I definitely do find value in it, especially when you're going to have new decks that you're able to combo off with other cards without committing a monster to board. I really do think Gamma has a place in this world. Activate my field spell. Do you want to stop that? Oh, I got a Gamma and a free Synchro. Woo! It's pretty fire whenever you're able to actually bait them into that with Gamma. And Gamma really does change the formats it's played in that sense, because you're like, I gotta wait to use my hand trap till they have a monster on board. They could have Gamma. So, Gamma really is pushing it. I still don't like playing the Brick Driver. I don't like it, but sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes in certain formats, it definitely finds its place. And it's slowly going up on both platforms. Something to consider getting sooner than later before they continue to go up and are gone, and they've hit that $10 price point with the rest of those crazy hand traps, or higher like Droll and Luck. Speaking of what you can make, Psy-Frame Lord Omega, you might want to pick those up again if you're thinking about zombies. I've seen this comment resonate, and I completely do agree. You want your Omegas now if you think zombies are going to do anything. Omega is just synonymous with zombies. The ability to crank it out, you get Soul Charge, you're ripping out hands. You definitely do want access to Omega in any zombie deck, not only for that, but the resource game of where it's putting stuff back into your graveyard from your banished pile for you to resource once again, and as one of the only cards that can deal with face-down banished cards. Pretty amazing guy. I would go ahead and spend the extra money for the high-speed riders if you can get it for under $10, I would say. Definitely would go just spend a little bit extra. We do see it at $7 here, though. If you have no care in the world, yes, go ahead and go for the high-speed riders. If you're just, or the Battles of Legend. If you're just on a budget, complete budget, go for the Battles of Legend version. Just get it now. But we've seen definite price spikes in the past, despite them being the same rarity. Yes, like, there is a slight difference because it's a newer holo for Battles of Legend, but we've seen definite, like, bigger price spikes for high-speed riders where they jumped to 20 while this was still at 12. So do consider that the high-speed riders would be the first to go when it goes. If you're playing zombies or hyped about zombies and you don't have this card, get it sooner than later. We see high-speed riders, 1050, 12, quickly going up, like every single one's above the $10 mark over here. So you might want to come over here and just say, do I want my Omegas? Because TCG Player is clearly winning, barely breaching the $10 mark on the first page. It's always nice to have competition here between TCG Player and eBay. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just so healthy to have two sites with independent sellers and then have their own deals, such as their 5% off, etc. And speaking about 5% off, something that I've noticed YugiOhSingles.com has started doing is Deals of the Week section over here. And I'm definitely a huge fan of some of these, such as the $1.34 Delinquent Duos, and then you can get 5% off with my code. But we see other deals such as Dimensional Barrier, some of the cheapest on market at $1, 5% off, 90 some odd cents. We see Toon Table of Contents for under $1. I like how Waking the Dragon is not even crossed out here, but it also gives me ideas such as F.A. Don Dragster. This is a card that I could see going up in the future. I could definitely see Don Dragster just going crazy as a generic negate synchro and end up on ending boards. You might want to consider Don Dragster and like having your playset, if not more, to trade with in the future. Similarly, stuff like Toon Table, it got printed really heavily into the ground with this set's ratios, but I still think it's a good pickup. Yeah, just shop around when, you know, Cybernetic Horizon comes out, and go for the cheaper cards, of course, on Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles. Definitely shop around. Always use your big brain plays when shopping pre-sales, but we do see, like, Dimensional Barrier here, cheapest, $1.35. It's already a good bit cheaper thanks to this sale, so it's worth checking out weekly. They used to have deals of the day, and I think they still do on the front page here. But it's interesting they have a deals of the week section, too, until they sell out. Under $10 Ghost Ogres. I think Ghost Ogre's been slipping a little. Anyways, naturally, though. Thanks for watching. What did you think of today's Market Watch? What do you think about the pre-sales coming out of Cybernetic Horizon? Take it with a grain of salt, as Troll and Toad hasn't busted open product. But they also are seeing realistic demand and varying their prices based around demand. I still think Boral Sword's way too high here at 70, but we'll see what happens. As we said, with Flood just being the grimmest of reminders that core set ratios could be messed with in the future.